All right, well, good afternoon to everyone, and welcome to our first ever Play Like a Girl Live. So I know that we are all spending a lot of time in our homes with a small amount of friends and family and loved ones, so it's so great today to join with a larger group of friends and friends of Play Like a Girl, and so we're really excited about you all joining us today. And more exciting, equally exciting today, that we have a really exciting special guest joining us today. So Kate T. Parker is going to kick off our new series, and she's going to help us celebrate the power of team and what it means to play like a girl. Kate, thanks for joining us. We're super excited to have you today, and can't wait to hear what you have to share with us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Before we get started, just a couple of housekeeping items that we'd like for you to consider. First, if you haven't, most everyone has, if you haven't, please add your first and last name to the screen. Let us know who you are. Let's share this time together. It is a somewhat small crowd, and so a little intimate crowd, and we can spend some time together. Second off is we would love for you to turn on your videos and let us see your beautiful smiles, and let's just spend some time together and expanding our network. We would ask that you stay muted until you're invited to speak. What we would ask you to do is share in chat if you have something that you want to ask or something you want to add. If you'll add any positive comments and any questions that you might have to the chat box. And lastly, we would ask you to help share the message of the great cause of Play Like a Girl by tagging us on social media, by using @IPlayLikeAGirl or and hashtag #IPlayLikeAGirl. So let's see, before we get started, we do have a giveaway today. So today's special winner is receiving a signed copy of Kate's new book, Play Like a Girl, Life Lessons from the Soccer Field. And our winner today is Natalie Swanson of Run, Jump, Lead. This is a group of girls in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So thanks so much for joining us from up north in Canada, Natalie. Natalie won by She Tagged, and she invited her friends on Instagram to join us. And thank you for that, Natalie. And that we hear that Natalie is a Kate superfan. So thank you and congratulations, Natalie. I see you're on the call with us. So if you would mind, unmute yourself. Tell us hello and share a few lessons with us from the girls that Run, Jump, and Lead.
Well, hi, everyone. And yeah, thank you so much. Kate, my daughter is 7 and she's a huge fan of your book. And she loves to just look through all the photographs and relate to all the girls on there. So we're excited to see the new book that you have. But yeah, I'm the founder and lead coach of an organization called Run, Jump, Lead. And we offer girls programming in the Calgary area up in Canada. We're a startup organization, and we had hoped to launch our programs in September, but with COVID, things are a bit uncertain. It's a hard time to launch children's programming right now. So we did push our programs till January 2021. But we offer programs for young girls in leadership and physical literacy. And our concept kind of came from the statistic that almost C-suite women later on in careers have played organized sport as children, right? And the girls learn many leadership skills through sport and physical activity. So we saw a large gap in teaching specific leadership skills to girls at a young age. So our programs combine teaching and practicing leadership skills. And the second component is just physical literacy. So we want girls to be able to be comfortable in running, jumping, throwing. We want them to be in a supportive environment with other like-minded girls, coaches, and mentors, with a hope that they enjoyed themselves so much that they stay in sport through adolescence. And we know that girls are dropping out of sport really at a higher rate once they reach their teenage years. So we want to keep girls in sport, learning these leadership skills, and hopefully becoming the future leaders later on in life.
Yeah, that's great, Natalie. Thanks for the great work that you're doing there in Canada, and thanks for sharing with us your mission and your cause. So we really appreciate the efforts that you are investing in young girls. Well, let us now move on to the next part of our program. I would like to introduce our founder, our CEO, the energy that keeps us going, the one who has the mission, Dr. Kimberly Clay. So Dr. Kim.
Hello. Hello, hello. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, awesome. One, thank you. I cannot go further without acknowledging one of our girls who's actually on the call. Ms. Hadley Hall, would you like to introduce yourself and say hello to Ms. Kate Parker?
Hi, I'm Hadley, and hi, Kate.
Hey, Hadley.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? How old are you?
I am 12.
Awesome.
And I had to guess about it, right? I know it's hard to remember. Thanks for joining us, Hadley. All right, I'd love to start with, in the chat box, if people will kind of drop what city and state they're joining us from, that would be fun to see, because I see a friend in the work, Coach LaKendra from Dallas, Texas. I see Detroit, Michigan, Atlanta, Georgia, of course. So it's great to see all of you join us tonight. One of the things, Colorado, awesome. Colorado, thank you. Thanks for joining us. We have an amazing team of supporters, donors, members, mentors that Play Like a Girl. And, a few of them, of course, are on this call. And the hope is that we'll continue to build our community, our network with this series, which is why Play Like a Girl Live was actually introduced, because we recognize during this very difficult time of social distancing that it's equally important for us to find ways to connect, to stay connected, and in particular to stay empowered and stay inspired around the work that we do. And this was, something that was birthed out of our summer camp. Our girls, like Hadley, kept asking us for more programming during this time when they weren't able to gather together in groups. And so we wanted to find really unique ways, not only to bring the girls together, but to also bring moms and others in the community, dads and the like. So, this is huge for us. As you know, the world has changed, right? It's changed significantly. It's going to continue to change as COVID-19 evolves. So we're innovating, and we are reimagining our programs to continue to meet the needs, which are also changing for our girls. So as we navigate the crisis as an organization, we're going to need the help of partners like you, friends like you. So one of the things that we did this summer that was really groundbreaking for us, because we went back to something we did many years ago from a programmatic standpoint, and that is reintroducing mentoring as a core and central way to engage with our girls during this time. Because with the pivot to the virtual environment, the ability to now offer e-mentoring is huge. In fact, we've been working with LinkedIn, and over the course of a 2-week period, we actually have 600 women from all across the country, Silicon Valley to the Deep South, who have actually signed up to mentor girls in our mentoring program. So we're hugely excited about that, and we'll be rolling out the next iteration of our mentor program later in the fall. So one of the things I'd encourage you, if you are interested in learning more and signing up to mentor, visit iplaylikeagirl.org/mentor, and you can actually complete a very simple sign-up form to get on the list and get the information once the work gets rolling. We've also introduced Play Like a Girl membership this year to directly support the e-mentoring platform and effort, and to ensure sustainability during this time for the organization. And later this month, we will be launching our Young Professionals Network. So I'm super excited, because as I took my shower and got ready for this meeting, I was on another call with them, and it floored them when I said, the water's raining down. I'm actually doing 2 things at once, because as women, that's what we do, right? to create team. And it was important for me to be there for team. And so I'm super excited for the leadership of Channing and Akila in kicking off our Young Professionals network as a part of Play Like a Girl. But if you want to act now, one of the things we are encouraging folks to do is to actually text to give. You can actually text I Play Like a Girl to 44321 and give a donation of any size to help out again in helping us to continue the work that we're doing with the girls like Hadley in our program. Hadley, be on the lookout. I'll be sending an email so that you can share your story at our next Play Like a Girl Live. All right, so I've got an interesting little tidbit about this gal named Kate. I thought it was lovely when I read it, and I want to share it with you. At 7 years old, Kate wanted nothing more than to play soccer. She sat on the sidelines watching her brothers while they played, wanting just one thing, wanting and communicating that one thing. And that was that she wanted to be in on the game, in on the field, in soccer. Even though she'd never seen girls play the sport, she begged her mom to help her find a team, and mom did. And from the point that she put on the jersey, things were never the same. In fact, one of the things that she realized was that several couple of characteristics which were often deemed irritating to many, that thing that people wanted to push her to the side for, being loud, being confident, being stubborn, sounds like a lot of us. But she realized that those characteristics that often irked others were really assets on the field. They were necessary to really play the game and play the game to win. And so it is on the field that Kate Parker found her voice and learned how to celebrate it. And so that was the beginning of what we will hear today as a part of Kate's story. So again, being a part of the Play Like a Girl first ever virtual event series, we today have the older version of Kate T. Parker. She's a remarkable photographer. I have watched her work for several years. She is and has become one of the New York Times selling authors as well. First with Strong as the New Pretty, which we'll talk a little bit about. And now our namesake, Play Like a Girl, Life Lessons from the Soccer Field. And I'm excited, Kate, to have you. So welcome.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me. And yeah, it's so true that I was a lot as a kid. But all of those things that made me a lot, or irritating to teachers or coaches, loved them because they made me a great soccer player. And I'm so thankful that sort of my hard edges did not get sanded down and that I kept them because of soccer. But now I need them. I need them in my life. I need them as a mom. I need them as a businesswoman. I need them as a woman. And I need them and I rely on them. And I'm so, I call them they're like our superpowers. Yeah. And I really, one of the missions of this book and my work is that I don't want girls to lose their superpowers. I don't want them to change who they are to make somebody else happy, because what makes you is the best part about you. And society tries to tell you to, be quiet and smile and make you worry about what you look like instead of what am I doing and what am I accomplishing?
Yeah. Well, hasn't Zoom changed all of that, right? We don't really get the benefit. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. We don't get the benefit of always looking good to do this. So it equalized the playing field for everyone. One, thank you, Kate, for finding soccer. Thank you for finding your voice. And thanks for finding your creativity and your way to tell a story through photography because it has changed so many lives in the, short period that I've known you. It's changed the way that I do my work at Play Like a Girl. So thank you for that.
Wow.
So yeah, go ahead.
I said, that's amazing. Thank you. That's
Yeah.
such an honor.
Definitely. Well, one of the things I want to do to kick us off is to do a little poll, and Hannah's going to help us. She's in the back end with our poll. We have 2 questions. The first question, Hannah, are you very good? The first question, and if everyone would participate, we greatly appreciate it. And the first question is, what skills did you gain most from sports? Your choices are confidence, leadership, and teamwork. What skill did you gain most from sport or sports? And once you have chosen your selection, just hit submit. All right, Hannah. Second poll question. In what area of life have you used your teamwork skills most? What area of life have you used your teamwork skills most? You'll hit submit. Hannah, if you'll give us some results.
All right, everyone. So for the first question, what skills have you gained most from sports? 50% of you said teamwork, 40% said confidence, and 10% said leadership.
All right. And second question, Hannah.
Yeah, so in what area of life have you used your teamwork skills most? 78% of you said career, and then it's a tie for college and family at 11%.
Okay, that's interesting. I'm a mom of 2 boys, the only girl in the house. My teamwork skills definitely show up at home. So, one, thanks everybody for participating. For you, Kate, does anything about those responses surprise you, or do they just simply confirm what you already know about the power and importance of teamwork?
Yeah, no, I think it's huge. And it was interesting so I do a survey for every girl and woman that is a part of the book. And the thing that I asked, one of the questions was, what is your favorite thing about soccer? What's your favorite thing about the sport? And I would say like 90% of the responses were the team. So it's the team, it's teamwork, and I think what you get when you play a sport especially with other women, is you get a deeper friendship because you're suffering together. You're losing, you're winning, you're breaking bones. You literally need them, like you, in a way that you don't need friends you're not playing a sport with. So I think your friendship is a deeper friendship. It's more of a sisterhood. And I think if you experience that as a kid, you want that, like you desire that and you seek that out as an adult, like those kinds of friendships and that support of other women and friends that lift you up and help you be better, like if they did on the field with you.
Yeah. So, you are managing both business and family as well. You are fortunate and blessed to mother daughters, whom, again, for me are like superstars because we get to see them grow up in your photography. What has been your conversation with them about team? Because I know that you've coached their team and, have been really involved in, their exploration of the sport and falling in love with it as well. Yeah.
And so for me, the thing I want to present my girls, like, because I played soccer, you don't have to play soccer. I want to make sure that that's something they want to do. And I think that's really important. I don't care what it is. I want them invested in something. And for me, it doesn't even have to be a sport. I want, because sports is not everybody's thing. It can, it can be art, it can be music. I wanted my girls to find their passion and invest themselves in something fully. And sports was just, was my thing. But I didn't want them to feel like they had to, I wanted them, but they both turned out that that's what they really liked, which was nice. So I'm like, is it nature? Is it nurture? I don't know. But the thing I really do want to encourage girls to just find something where you get your self-worth from that thing, as opposed to what other people think.
Yeah. Natalie earlier referred to some of the data, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And, that statistic, girls drop out of sport at twice the rate of boys by age 13. It's a really important statistic where we both organizations are really working to intervene. But one of the things that we found to be critically important in our work, and certainly I'm sure even in the work that you do both at home and in the field, is build team. You are, college graduate, college athlete as well, wife, mom of two, world-renowned photographer, book author, soccer coach, and everything else. You are also a lovely aunt, because I love your nephew. Yes. How has sport and your foundation in sport helped you learn how to best build teams and manage them, both in your personal life and in your professional life?
I think, it's so funny. I was like, because I feel like your family is the team you get to choose to build, and I was actually just talking to my mom about this yesterday, that my husband is, and it wasn't like, I didn't set out when we got married. I can't remember, 16, something like that. Don't remember exactly. We got married a long time ago. I didn't have this career. I didn't have these ambitions. I was younger. I came into this later in life, and I think finding the support, like, he encourages me with everything. You can do this, because I'm like by nature sort of an anxious person, and new things, I'm like, I had a job in China that I was shooting in China. I got the job, and I immediately burst out into tears because I didn't want to go. I was afraid. I didn't want to do it. And he is just like, you've got this. And if I didn't have that behind me, we got this. We're fine at home. You go do your thing. I don't know that I would be that brave on my own. So I think the team, if you are in a team that supports you and loves you as a kid, you will seek that around you in your home life and in your career. And I think it's just when it feels right, and when it works. And it's just, it's such a gift to be able to have that support, often on the field.
Yeah, that's awesome. And, I can relate. Again, it's important to have the support in your home life as well, because it really is what, serves as a catalyst for you to be able to accomplish the things that you need to accomplish out in the field during the actual work with your audience. Let's switch to, and still along the same line, but let's actually go back in time. Talk to us a little bit about, what led you to think you could actually take a photo and tell a story, and why the title, Strong is the New Pretty?
So the way I found photography was really, it was kind of interesting, just because I had Ella, who was on the cover of Strong is the New Pretty, and now she's 15. And I had Ella, I stopped working, I was staying home with her, but I had worked at an ad agency. I'd worked at CNN, making, as producer, I was editing videos, I was working on ads, and I stopped working, and I needed something. I needed an outlet. I needed a creative outlet that was not motherhood. I loved motherhood. I needed something else. So I picked up a camera, and I started shooting, and I just shot every single day, shot all the time. I just tried to get better and better and better. And over the course of
So you were self-taught?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, YouTube. Yeah. So I would learn one thing, and then I would master it, and then I would go figure out how to do something else. Like if I wanted to, you know, make sure that these girls are blurred from the background, I was like, how do they even do that? I didn't know how to do that. So I would Google it, YouTube it, and shoot my foot. I shot my foot so many times because it was like, you know, in front of and then, I mean, my family was like, you for years, I was lying on the floor trying to get different pictures. And I mean, my camera's right here next to me right now. And then I thought, after honestly being a competitive athlete, I started entering contests because I was like, am I good? Does somebody else think I'm good? You know, so I wanted sort of validation or feedback. I wanted a coach kind of, you know? So one of the contests was to be in a gallery in Atlanta. And the gallery owner saw my one image and said, we really like it. Would you like to do a full show? And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, of course. And long story short, nothing sold. Not one single image sold. But seeing those 20 images up there, because I picked the best and strongest images that told the story, and it was all my girls and all of their friends. And I noticed that they were like raw and emotional, and their hair wasn't brushed, and they were muddy, and they were crying, and like that was the first time I saw, oh, that's what I'm shooting. Like, they had to slap me purposely for that, but I got mad that nothing sold, and I sent the work out to a few blogs that I followed, and it went viral. And I had the chance to do Strong as New Pretty as a book from my little temper tantrum, which was that is one thing that I think is the best learning lesson I could have ever learned from any of it, is that if you are passionate about something and you believe in something, do not take the first no. Keep pushing it, because if you're passionate, you believe in it, somebody else will, and just keep pushing. I mean, I've gotten so many no's on so many things, but then you get one yes, and all these other people that originally said no now will be like, oh, we think that's amazing. Let's do that.
Yeah, then they're FOMO. They have a fear of missing out on K2 Parker.
Like, your email, I emailed you last month. You just didn't respond.
Yes, that is an awesome story. I think also embedded in it, you know, the no's are important, but what do the no's represent? The no's represent failure, and the importance of truly understanding failure as an opportunity, because really failure is necessary to truly appreciate the win. And actually that was going to be my next question for you, related to sport and what lessons you learned specifically from soccer. And for you, what was the most important lesson you were able to walk away from the field with?
So the most important lesson that I have learned from soccer is to know your role. And with that, I mean, so I had played, I don't think I had played in every single game up to my senior year of college. I had played and probably started in every single game. And my senior year, we had a new coach. I don't think he liked the way I played, so I didn't start. And it was the first game basically in my whole career that I did not play the entire game. And I sat on the bench like this. And I was mad, and I was upset, and I was in tears, and I pouted. And I wish somebody had taken me, but I literally still have nightmares about this. And I've apologized to my coach so many times, because he's still the coach. I've played at Wake Forest, and he's still the coach there.
Amazing.
I wish somebody had shaken me and said, if you're not getting the result you want, work harder. Do not pout. No one is going to want to put in a kid that's on the bench pouting. So I wish I had known that I need to be the best bench sitter out there. I need to support that team in a way that it's like the best one that ever did it, and that also understands that if I'm not playing, I'm getting them ready to play, and I got to practice hard so they can take the field. So that was one thing for me that was huge lesson, and like probably one of the biggest regrets I've ever had is how I reacted to that adversity. Yeah. Can you hear the ice cream truck coming by?
I know.
Sorry.
You keep making us jealous that we're not yet at the beach for the holiday. But yeah, no, I think that is, so critically important. When I think about the U.S. women's team, in a couple of weeks, we have Christy Rampone, coming and doing the show as well. And,
book,
just,
right?
Yeah, with her new book and, talking specifically to moms and daughters around relationship and how sport can be, a unifying force for the mother-daughter relationship and the types of things that can be learned from sport in that way. And when I think about Christy and the team and the work that they've done on the field, but also off the field, to truly revolutionize the sport and sport in general for women, and to equalize, to level the playing field, right? That has come with a lot of no's, a lot of failures, and a lot of tears along the way as well. And I think that they have been great examples of exactly what you've said. Pull yourself together, get back on the field, and go play the game, right? That you didn't show up for yourself to sit on the sideline and to pout, but you showed up for the team. And truly playing like a girl is playing from the perspective of the we as opposed to the I. And they truly have have been the evidence of that. When choosing the title for the newest book, Play Like a Girl, Life Lessons from the Soccer Field, what motivated you to take your storytelling and your photography in that direction? What were the lessons that you wanted to tell? As we talked about and prepared for this, one of our Play Like a Girl ambassadors, Carson Pickett, is one of the women featured in the book. When I think about the tenacity for the adversity that Carson has faced with, the challenges that come with living with a physical disability, but she's overcome them, and she's done that through the sport of soccer. That one story, I know the lessons embedded in that story, but holistically, what were the things you wanted girls to learn? What are the things you want the Hadleys of our world to learn from the book?
Well, yeah, so the book is sort of broken into 10 chapters, and each chapter is a lesson about basically what we've been talking about. The team is the thing is one chapter, so it's all about teamwork. One chapter is celebrate your body, because I remember being so not embarrassed, but I hated I hated that my jeans didn't fit, because they fit my thighs, they didn't fit my waist. And I was embarrassed by the muscles in my legs. And to recognize that you need those legs, you need those strong legs.
Yeah.
And a whole chapter of girls talking about that, I would have loved when I was 10. Finding common ground. I think one of the great things about sport is that, you can be completely different from somebody else, but you get on that field, you're working together, and it helps you see more of the commonality within, each other than what's different. And then, basically like one of the things especially about soccer, is that you miss a play, you can't hang your head, because you're going to miss the next one. So I think that's really important for life, is just to we're going to fail, you're going to miss a play. And my favorite thing is, like, in soccer especially, I don't think it's said in any other sport, is they say unlucky. Like if there's a path that like if you did all the right things and you still didn't score, people are like, it's unlucky. Because you did everything right and sometimes it still doesn't work out. And you just got to keep going and recognize that, I've tried everything I can and it doesn't work out, but I'm going to keep trying.
Yeah, that's awesome. You mentioned the differences, right? One of the things that we have also been intentional about with the series is also introducing the conversation around social justice and the amazing work that women in basketball have been doing, women in soccer as well. So for our very last session in the series, September 24th, I believe, Portia Archer, who is the new president of the G League of NBA, is actually going to be talking with us and specifically spending some time around the issue of social justice. We've done a lot of work around athlete activism with ESPNW, really focusing on what we can do in the moment right now to support Black and brown girls in sport, right? When thinking about the diversity element and representation, I know you have a unique situation from which to pull, but can you speak about, your intentionality around reflecting every girl in your work, because you have done that so beautifully?
I mean, that's very, very important to me. I want girls picking up this book or any of my books, boys, girls, boys, whoever. I want people to see themselves and recognize themselves. And with the other books that are not focused on a specific interest, it's super easy, but like that was one of the things that I found I had to work harder in soccer, because soccer in particular is played by a lot of tends, at least at the higher levels, it's sort of like that pay to play issue that, it's expensive for travel teams but I didn't want to showcase that, but that's what I was getting a lot of. So I had to make sure that I was reaching out and finding the diversity on the field as much as possible, because that's what I wanted represented. I didn't want what the sport necessarily represents, but I wanted what I wish they could represent, because I want girls who maybe don't play to see this book and see girls that look like them playing the game.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Kate. Thanks for being so intentional in your work. Thank you for telling our stories, the stories of girls in sport, and how sport and team in particular is so central to lifelong success, which is really what the book is about. How to take those lessons and skills that are gained from sport and apply them in how you live life. And that really, for us, resonates with us as an organization, because our work is all about leveraging those skills to help girls, to help propel them forward in their professional lives, ultimately. So let's kick it up a notch with some rapid fire questions. These are some of my favorites. All right. So, you got like a second to respond. You can't really think.
I love games.
First question, who inspires you?
I'm choking. Megan Rapinoe.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Best piece of advice you've received?
Oh, best piece of advice I've ever received. I don't know exactly how to phrase it, but it's like that one that's like luck. There's no such thing as luck. It's just hard work. That one. Or you make your own luck. One of those things.
Yeah. Like it. What does the T stand for in your name?
Travers. And I have to explain. I feel like KT Parker sounds like I think I'm super fancy, but when I started out as a photographer, which I don't think I'm fancy, I started out as a photographer, there was a Kate Parker. So I had to add in my Travers, which my husband thinks is like, he wouldn't let me pass it on to our daughters. It sounded real fancy. But I'm like, I don't even know. It's just somebody's last name. So yeah, the T is just so she doesn't get my emails.
Okay. Understand. All right. What's your middle name then?
Oh wait, Travers is my middle name.
Oh, that is your middle name.
Yeah.
I thought it was your maiden name.
No, Crowley is my maiden name. Travers is my middle name. Yeah.
Okay. I like it. Okay. All right. Texting or talking?
On the phone?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I hate talking on the phone. Text me.
Oh, then you'll like the next one. TikTok or IG Reels?
Oh, I don't know Reels, but I like TikTok. Although when my kids are doing like super inappropriate stuff, I'm like, see my 12-year-old get ratchet. I'm like, no, we gotta stop this.
Oh, okay. I like it. All right.
Yeah, I like TikTok.
All right. Last one.
Mm-hmm.
Sing one line of your favorite song.
No way. I need to get my Alice out here. She's a good singer. Oh my God. Now all I can think about is that TikTok song that says nasty. Ratchet. I don't even know that one.
Yes, exactly. The more important part is that you have the steps down. Right?
I feel like Adley is laughing because she knows what I'm talking about.
I think there have been many parents, moms in particular, who are guilty of having done the dance and made a video. Yeah.
Alice, she's like, I'm throwing it back. I'm like, okay. Yeah, Adley, I feel like you know how to do that.
Awesome. All right. So we got a couple of audience questions. Thanks for being a good sport about that. Let's start actually with this question. What's one thing families should do to encourage girls to participate in sport? And then if you can extend that to STEM, because of course we talked about photography being the arts, the A in STEAM.
I mean, I think you, as a family, I feel like you need to make it an expectation. Like, you don't have to play a sport. You don't have to, you don't have to take a coding class, but you have to do something. You make them as a, you got to participate in something. Whatever it is, you need an after school activity. You need something. And I think you just make it sort of like, to live in this house, you got to do this. And then if they don't like it, offer something else. Just keep offering different options till something sticks. And I think you just kind of demand it as a parent for a little bit.
What's your feeling, Kate, about doing something every season? And rest, right? Because there's a lot of debate in our industry around, youth needing sport rest. But I mean, my kids go from one sport to the next sport, and they're different, and they work different parts of the body as well. What are your thoughts?
I think it's hard. I mean, because the specialization now is just sort of expected very young. And, both my girls play club soccer. They don't have a lot of time to do other stuff. And if they do if they do another thing, then their lives are kind of unmanageable. Alice, my youngest, wanted to try out for a play and then looked at how it would actually look if she made it. And it was just going 6 a.m. until 9 o'clock some nights. And we were like, they need time to be kids. They need time to run around with their friends. They need time to decompress. And I think one of the benefits of quarantine, at least for our family, was them recognizing that they did like that downtime a little bit and not being so scheduled. So I think when she decided I don't want to do that play, I don't know that she would have done that prior to quarantine. She's like, I still want to play with my friends. And I'm like, you should. Don't do that. You don't need, But if she made the commitment to her team, you have to honor that.
Yeah. Very good. Very, very important. Just being able to have a respite period, a point to restore as well. Hadley, did you have a question before I go through the other audience questions? Okay, good. All right, so I have a question, Kate. What's the most rewarding part of your work?
The most rewarding part of my work is honestly like getting they're usually doing the thing they love the most or most passionate about. So I get to see things I would never get to see, you know, like a diving competition or a fencing, somebody getting ready to do fencing, or an artist like creating, you know, a song on the piano, like all these things that I would never get to see that they trust me to capture is it's honestly like the best thing ever, because everyone is, you know, a shy kid is not so shy because they're really proud of it, and unhappy kid or is generally in a better mood because they're doing something they love and they're proud to show it off. So that's my favorite part, is just getting that sort of privilege to see things I wouldn't normally and meet people I wouldn't normally and getting to share their stories.
Yeah, that's awesome. When, thinking about leadership, that's also core to teamwork and building and managing a team. What would you say are your 3 core values around how you lead your team?
So my teams now are generally when I'm shooting on a commercial job. I have a pretty large team if I'm shooting, and I try to be as kind as possible. And the expectation that everybody I hired really wants to do the best work, and that if maybe they're not doing their best work, it's either that they don't understand or are not aware of what's expected, rather than like, what is wrong with you? You know, like, I would much rather I want my team to be laughing. I want everybody to have a good time, and I want people to feel supported and they can ask questions. My least favorite thing is when you feel you can't ask a question because everyone will think you're stupid. I hate that. It's the worst feeling in the world. And I'd never want to sort of have a team that feels that way. So more about like open and any questions, okay. Like, let's figure this out together, sort of like tackling it together.
Awesome.
Did I cut out?
Yeah, no, it's great because it's perfect timing, because that was my final question of the evening. And I just wanted to do one final call for questions in the case that anybody has questions, because we're going to release Kate to actually go and enjoy her family for the long weekend. So if you have questions, let us know really quickly, because we're about to move into our breakout rooms where Kate, we're going to go deeper as small groups. Hannah is prepping the breakouts right now. And what we're going to really talk about when Kate hops off is the one life lesson that sport can teach girls about building strong teams. You know, what others have gained and gleaned from sport, that one lesson that they can pass on to help girls, whether it be in their volunteer work, whether it be working directly with one of our girls like Hadley, mentoring, coaching in one of our clinics. But what's the one thing our audience has gained from sport that they can actually pass on to girls and help them learn to build strong teams? All right, so no questions. I'm super excited, Kate, because I know that this is the beginning to more. And you've been a huge sport in the middle of the holiday weekend, making yourself available at a time when the rest of us wish we were in your baggage. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me. This was so great. It was nice to talk to everybody. I really enjoyed it. I'm so in awe and for the work you all do.
Awesome. So Hadley, you are the winner of Kate's first book, Strong is the New Pretty. We have a signed copy for you. And then Natalie actually not only gets a signed copy of Play Like a Girl, Life Lessons from the Soccer Field, but she gets an entire gift set. So we're super excited to be able to get that over to Natalie as well. So congratulations. And thank you, Kate. Go enjoy your holiday and the girls and your family.
Thank you. And Hadley, if you send me your sizes, I'll send you some stuff too.
Okay, thank you.
We'll get it to you, Kate. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. Your engagement in all things Play Like a Girl is appreciated. We invite you to check out our calendar at iplaylikeagirl.org/events and join our future events. Save your seat for our upcoming Mix and Mingle and Make a Difference, a jazzy mixology class, live music, and networking on September 30th. This virtual event is free, but space is limited. Register today and invite your tribe or friends to come along too. Consider making a gift to continue programs like this and change the trajectory of young girls' life through STEM and sports. Giving is easy. Text I Play Like a Girl to 44321 to give. Thank you again for joining us, and please register